What's up? I'm Brock. I'm a fitness trainer. I'm hardcore at the gym, and even more hardcore in life. My motto's always been, no pain, no gain. I train my clients in all kinds of exercise. High-intensity interval training, bodybuildings, powerliftings, kundalini yoga. You name it, I've mastered them all. No pain, no gain. One of the things I love about the gym is talking to all the spicy senoritas. If they're hot, I just go up and shoot my shot. First, I hit them with the wink and go, what's up? Then I ask them out, right away. Hey, I figured why not make a move ASAP? Cause I'm hardcore like that. Shoot first, ask questions later. It is a numbers game after all. And by the way, I'm hardcore even when it comes to cheat day. Believe it or not, spicy senoritas don't always dig the Brockster. And that always confused me, cause I'm the bomb.com, man. I was telling one of my clients, Jessica, about this. She says it's because I come on too strong. But being strong is a good thing, I said. Jessica said, yeah, but you don't really take the time to get to know any of the women you're talking to. It's like you're only interested in one thing. So? Since when is showing interest a bad thing? I thought it was a compliment. Jessica said I just didn't get it. She was right. I didn't. Anyway, another thing I love about the gym is coming up with new ways to work out. I'd pitch my boss new exercise ideas all the time. My last idea was a combination of acrobatics, CrossFit, Pilates, and traditional lifting. I called it Acro Cross Lift Pilates. My boss loved it and had me start teaching classes on it right away. Then there's my buddy Kyle. We have so much in common, it's insane. We both love drinking IPAs, shooting hoops, and watching romantic comedies. By the way, don't tell anybody about the romantic comedies. We don't want to ruin our street cred, but they are delightful. One day, I was training Jessica, and she was telling me about astronomy or something. I don't know. I wasn't really listening. I was thinking about how it'd been a while since I asked her out. She herself was a spicy senorita. So I hit her with the old Brockster wink and went, what's up? She was like, are you about to ask me out again? I was like, yeah. Why? She was like, dude, you haven't listened to a word I said, have you? What was her problem? Whatever. I got impatient, so I just cut to the chase, which I always do anyway. And I asked her what she was up to that night. She told me it was the winter solstice that night, which represents rebirth or renewal or some other woo-woo craziness, which meant she was going to stay at home and reflect and think about what she wants in life or whatever. You know what I want? To understand what goes on in women's heads. Then something really weird happened to me the next morning. When I woke up, I felt different. When I went to the bathroom, get this, in the mirror, staring back at me, was a woman. Was I tripping? Was I still asleep and dreaming? I slapped myself. Nope, this was real. I didn't know what to do, so I did what I always do. I went to work, but no one recognized me. I told my boss, it's me, Brock. But he looked at me like I was nuts. He said, whoever you are, tell Brock to come to work. There was no way he was going to believe the truth. So I made up a more believable story about how I was Brock's cousin and that he was stranded on a desert island with no cell reception. Then I ran into Jessica and I told her, hey, it's me, Brock. At first she didn't believe me, but I think she sensed something was up when I asked her out. She flipped out, and that made me flip out all over again. What happened to me? That's when Jessica thought this might have had something to do with the magical power of the winter solstice. It was supposed to be a time of extreme rebirth, after all. I couldn't deal. I went home and stayed in bed for a long time. I only went out occasionally, just to get food. I didn't even shower. This went on for days, but I needed to pay rent, so I went back to the gym. But I've been fired for not showing up to work. I tried to get my boss to hire me, rehire me, but he said no. And then he told me to get out of his office because I smelled. Jessica felt bad for me and said she'd help me out. So I took a shower and she helped me with my hair, loaned me some of her clothes, and even took me to the nail salon. I cleaned up pretty good. Really good, actually. I was one spicy senorita. When I went back to the gym looking on point, I was able to get hired, which was cool, but from then on, anytime I went anywhere, guys would just stare at me. I'd hear catcalls walking down the street, which was kind of annoying, and after a while, it started making me feel uncomfortable. Just having conversations with dudes was hard because so many of them were preoccupied with asking me out. Even Kyle, he didn't believe that it was really me, even though I told him all about the things only he and I knew about each other, like our favorite romantic comedies. But he was never listening, not really. He actually asked me out right away. I kept saying no, but he kept asking. It was getting obnoxious. Eventually, I just missed hanging out with Kyle so much, I finally told him we could hang. But I made it very clear that it was not a date. He said okay. He insisted on picking me up and going to dinner. He wanted to go to some romantic bistro, but I wanted to go to the sports bar, where he watched me destroy a plate of chicken wings and knock back a few IPAs. Later, he drove me to a scenic lookout and told me he was into me. I told him, I appreciate that, bro, but I really don't have those feelings for you. I mean, this was Kyle, my best bud, but he kept pushing. He said, if you just took the chance to get to know me, you'd feel different. It's not like Kyle was really getting to know me. I've been trying to tell him who I really was all night, but he barely listened to anything I'd been saying. If he had, he'd know that it was me, his best friend, the Brockster. The next day at work, I pitched my boss a new exercise idea. Trampolines. I'd done a bunch of research on it, and I was excited. It'd be low impact, great core engagement, and I even learned that jumping helps drain the lymphatic system. It was probably the best idea I've ever had, but my boss didn't take me seriously. He said, "You on a trampoline? Cute idea, but maybe a bit too scandalous." What? I wasn't trying to be cute or scandalous. He always dug my ideas in the past. We were always trying to figure out the next great workout craze before anyone else. We could be the first gym to do a trampoline workout. But I could tell he thought this was a silly idea. Then, out of nowhere, he asked me out for Thai food. I was getting tired of living in this body. It felt like being a spicy senorita was distracting people too much from, well, anything else about me. And why did I have to worry so much about my looks anyway? I mean, sure, everyone likes to look good, but I'll admit, keeping all this up was exhausting. On top of all that, I was having these really bad cramps. Jessica explained to me what that was all about. "Oh, right, that happens every month," she said. This was awful. I asked her, "How do you deal with all this?" She said, "Being a woman isn't so easy, is it?" It really wasn't. My boss didn't take me seriously. All dudes wanted to do was hit on me. And sometimes they were so focused on my looks that they didn't really treat me like a person. I guess it's nice to be admired, but a lot of what I was experiencing was disrespectful, even from my best friend Kyle. Being a woman was hard, all right. I'd even go as far to say that it was downright painful. Literally, too. Then, the next morning, something even weirder happened. I woke up, and suddenly, I was me again. I hurried to work and found Jessica. She was just as astounded as I was, but she thought it made sense. She told me how last night was the vernal equinox, when day and night became equal, and how it represents balance and wholeness. If the power of the solstice changed me into a woman, then maybe the power of the equinox changed me back. I was stoked. We celebrated. Jessica was the only person who wasn't blinded by me being an attractive woman. I thanked her, and I told her I was sorry for having been such an idiot. She said we were cool. I asked her if she wanted to go out and get our nails done later. Then I saw my boss. He'd never believe what really happened, so I told him a more believable story about how my cousin all of a sudden decided to give up the rat race and live in a commune where there was no cell reception, which meant I could take my old job back. So I brought up the trampoline idea. "Oh, that silly idea of your cousin's?" he said. I told him it was actually my idea. And just like that, he changed his tune. He said, "Oh, well, in that case." And I stopped him right there. Now he was taking me seriously? I told him I didn't want to work for someone like him. And I quit. I know I've been guilty of the same things, but I didn't want to be like that anymore. Later, I saw Kyle. I missed hanging out with him so much, so we went out on the town. He must have hit on every woman in sight. So I pulled him aside and I told him he'd have a better chance of connecting with someone if he stopped and really took the time and effort to get to know who they really were. And that went both ways. So it would mean he'd have to share who he really was too. I must have gotten through to him, because the next girl he talked to, he was totally different. They started talking about movies, and for the first time, Kyle admitted how much he liked romantic comedies. Looked like a real conversation. I was glad to be back, but I was also glad I got to know what it's like to be a woman, because I definitely learned from it. Sure, it was painful, but remember, no pain, no gain. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden wisdom stories. Oh, and also, don't forget Leg Day. Remember, when you share our stories, you're sharing wisdom.